Welcome back one and all for the latest episode of the Good, the Bad and the Ugly at Liverpool FC podcast, brought to you by the LFC File and myself, Ben Green. As always, if the content floats your boat, remember to smash that like button, subscribe, press the notification bell, and remember to tell your friends and fam, and of course leave me a comment and let me know what your thoughts are on the upcoming content. Firstly, I would like to give a shout out to Mr. Duncan Oldham of Cop Talk TV. If you don't know of his channel yet, please do go and give it a look. It's called Cop Talk TV, all things Liverpool. I think he's based in Spain actually, but very, very good, and he puts out, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 videos a day, I would say. So well worth checking out. So let's move swiftly on with the good. And the good this week has got to be Liverpool's 1-0 win against Paris Saint Germain in the Parc des Princes on Wednesday. Yes, what can you say? It was unexpected when you consider the way the game unfolded. But at the end of the day, I would say thoroughly deserved by Liverpool, simply because they put the ball in the back of the net and Paris Saint Germain didn't. I mean, they did at one point, but it was flagged for offside. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't say Liverpool were playing for a draw. I think they knew that they weren't going to have much possession, and as such, they had to try and make the most of what chances came their way, which were very few. And there's a lot of sort of 50-50s, you know, these kind of duels here and there that the ball just sort of bubbled away from them and stuff like that. But they did try and make the most of what little possession they had. But to be fair and as well, to give credit to Paris Saint Germain, they did put them under a lot of pressure. And of course, we can't discuss that game without mentioning the exploits of one Mr. Alisson Becker, who, without a shadow of a doubt, is largely responsible for keeping the team in the game. I've heard people say lucky, but at the end of the day, you have to acknowledge that Alisson Becker is a part of the team. The goalkeeper is the last line of defence, and he done his job very, very well. So we can all be very happy with that, I have to say. And of course, Harvey Elliott for scoring the solitary goal after coming on as a substitute. I think it was in the 67th minute or something, for Mo Salah, who didn't have any luck at all really on the day. And the Mirror reported through Samuel Mead, Liverpool produced stunning smash and grab as dominant PSG made to pay, 5 talking points. And he goes on to say PSG 0, Liverpool 1. The Reds took advantage of their Champions League last 16 tie, despite being dominated for almost the entire contest before Harvey Elliott's late goal put them in control. Put them in control, they did. It's a very difficult place, is Anfield, for PSG to come and get a result. That said, it's not impossible, but very difficult. You can ask Barcelona and Luis Suarez, who came to do that from a winning position and frankly lost. So there you go. Well done, the Reds. I'm going to be making a short review of the game on Tuesday, obviously on Wednesday morning. So look out for that. Moving swiftly on, we have the not bad. And the not bad this week is going to be Liverpool coming back yesterday from a goal to 0 down against Southampton at Anfield yesterday. Truly was a game of two halves. Liverpool were absolutely dreadful in the first half. I think it was, you can see they're a bit, I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't say it was a sort of leftover from the Paris game, but Liverpool fell behind to really a mix-up between Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker and Will Smallbone. It's a funny name, isn't it, that? Will Smallbone. You can have hours of jokes with that one, I'm sure. Was able to capitalise on the confusion and put Southampton ahead. I think myself and pretty much every other Red fan was like amazed at how lethargic the team looked, to be honest. But in the second half, there's a few substitutes which I think most people would have expected from Arne Slot at half time. So who was there? Robertson came on for Tsimikas, who had a bit of a mare. It has to be acknowledged. God, he was all over the shop. And also McAllister came on for Dominic Szoboszlai, and Elliott came on for Curtis Jones, or well, McAllister for Jones, whichever way. But Curtis Jones had a bit of a mare as well. He had a good shot in the first half, actually, went just wide, but other than that, didn't really have much influence on the game, to be perfectly honest. Harvey Elliott done well. He had a couple of shots from distance, as is quite typical for him. Unfortunately, they didn't work out for him. But then Nuñéz was on hand to convert Luis Diaz's centre. Very nice finish as well from the man who is under pressure at the moment. And then shortly after that, he got bundled over by none other than Mr. Smallbone, and got us a penalty which Salah converted. And a bit later on, there was a needless handball. Just bizarre. One of these with elbow, and you look at it and you think, mate, what is going on? But obviously a reaction thing, to be honest. And Salah dispatched that away to to Ramsdale's left. It would have been the first one was to his right and the second one was to his left. So yeah, Liverpool fairly comfortable 3-1 winners in the end. Reported in the Independent from Richard Jolly, Darwin Nuñéz rises to Arne Slot's call and leads an eventful Liverpool transformation. And that was Arne Slot's call, or another word for that would also be bollocking, I think, at half-time. And he goes on to say, Liverpool 3, Southampton 1. Slot's half-time words proved decisive as the Reds recovered, and Nuñéz went from ineffectual to inspired. All very good. I've heard someone else say, I think it was uninspiring to inspired or something like that as well. There you go. But it's a good result, and Liverpool now 16 points to the good in the Premier League race against Arsenal, who are on 54 and will be playing Man United this afternoon. I'm recording this on Sunday for a change, and Nottingham Forest on 51. Having beaten Man City 1-0, so well done them. The surprise package this season. I think this is actually really good result for Liverpool. So let's see how we get on for the remainder of the season. 9 games left, and there are 2 games in hand over Arsenal. So let's see how they do against the Manx later on. I'll see if I can watch that and have a laugh. And that brings us on to the ugly. And for the ugly, you may have seen this. It's reported in various outlets, but I've got the one from the Mail Online Sport, where they've got their headline from Zach Campbell: PSG players shocked by how poor Liverpool, despite 1-0 loss with French champions, convinced 2 other Champions League sides are more complete than Arne Slot's side. And the 2 sides they're referring to were Arsenal and Real Madrid, simply because PSG lost to the 2 of them basically in the group stage. But I hope these are words which don't come back to haunt PSG. I think they're... let's see. I think if this is an incentive for Liverpool to really go out and shove it up them on Tuesday, then I think this is it. He goes on to say there, Zach Campbell, Luis Enrique's men are said to be surprised by their opposition's lack of quality. PSG players are also reportedly obsessed with the second leg at Anfield, and so they should be, mate. because I think you're going to have a bit of work to do. So let's, from one fan to a load of others, let's give the players something to cheer about and remind Les Parisians, I think they're called, aren't they? Paris Saint Germain. Give them something to take back to Paris, not points and not a win. So that was just something I thought was worth a mention. Ugly, yeah, not quite, but let's see. I think they might have ugly faces on Tuesday. Let's see how things turn out, and hopefully the players will have got over this bout of lethargy that they seem to have been suffering from yesterday. And on that note, we come swiftly on to the weekly update for FC Achian Saarfish, the Fantasy Premier League team of note. So as you can see, I've got 55 points here. Most notably, of course, Mr. Salah with 30. He got 3 bonus points as well. Luis Diaz got 1 for his assist. So that's 6 there. Munoz also got 6 for his clean sheet. That's Palace. I think they scored late on against Ipswich 1-0. So that was good. Palmer, Semenyo and Christopher Nkunku, they are playing as I record. I don't know what the score is with Chelsea and Leicester, but it looked pretty dire. Same with Tottenham and Bournemouth as well. That is another grim one. I'll give the full review for that on Friday, no less. Scores on the doors for the league situation. The Dusseldorf Super League. I'm on 49 points. They think it's all over. Currently on 38. Actually, I'm on 55, but the leagues have not been updated, as you can see. So there's no need for it. Yeah, but it doesn't agree with what it says on the pitch. Yeah, it says on the pitch 55, and here 49. Total score 1,916 points, which by my reckoning is 121, I think. Ahead of They Think It's All Over in second place on 1,795. And if we go on to the League of Kings, we can see again 49 points, not updated, but still with a handsome lead over Mr. Chris Gale, who is in second with over Land and Sea on 1,698 points against my 1,825. So yes, only a crazy man would be unhappy with that. So very good going there. Very happy, and I think I wouldn't say it's wrapped up yet, but I think it's going to be very difficult to overtake me this season, I would say. But you never know. Stranger things have happened at sea. And on that note, I'm going to wrap it up there and go and get myself a bit of late afternoon, early evening sunshine before it gets too cold. Thanks for stopping by. It's much appreciated if you're still here at this point. Remember to like, subscribe, press the notification bell, all that good stuff. Leave your comments as well. I'm always happy to hear what you have to say, especially for the Fantasy Premier if you've got more points or if you think you could have done better or worse, whatever. Always happy to hear. Tell your friends and fam, and let's continue to expand, and not the waistline, but you know what I mean. So thank you very much all. Have a good week ahead. I think it's still weather. It's going to be nice for a few days. So enjoy. Look after yourselves and one another. And until then, peace. Your NFC file.